This is why I'm voting yes on Proposition 1. Idaho has one of the most extreme abortion bans in the country, and it has no health or medical emergency exception.
Okay, let's pause for a second because we need to go over some stuff. What this lady is going to tell you, and I want to give her fair share. So I want you to watch the whole video and hear what she has to say, because this is what you're going to be hearing from people who are going to be voting yes on Proposition 1 in Idaho.
And no exception in the cases of a fatal fetal diagnosis.
Yeah, so if the baby's going to die, you can't kill it.
So that means doctors can't act until a crisis becomes critical. They face prison time for using their best medical judgment. Women have been airlifted out of state to places like Utah just to get the care that should have been available here.
So the law actually says that in good faith, the doctor, when they believe that the woman's life is in danger, they can perform an abortion. So the women who were flown out of state, the doctors could not have believed that their lives were actually in danger. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. There was also the one case where a doctor testified under oath that they had not read the law and were ignorant and had not been given training on how to respond to this kind of situation.
And was available for nearly 50 years.
Yeah, that's not a great argument, because before Roe versus Wade and after the trigger ban, abortions have been illegal in Idaho for around 87 years. So 87 beats 50.
And a pregnancy turns complicated when a diagnosis is fatal, when a woman's health and future and privacy is at stake. Every decision should happen at her bedside, between her doctor, her family, not with a lawyer, and never by a politician who will never know her name.
Yeah, so the premise is that you shouldn't have anyone interfering with your family decisions, including premeditating the premature death of your child.
That's what Proposition 1 fixes. A yes vote restores the standard Idaho followed for nearly 5 decades.
Only not quite, because after viability, it gives exceptions for the mental health of the woman to have an abortion basically up till birth. So if a doctor signs off on her having an abortion because they deem that it would be dangerous to her health, she would also get an abortion.
With real health and life exceptions. A yes vote protects doctors from prosecution for doing their jobs at a moment when Idaho is already losing OBs, family docs, and emergency physicians. And a yes vote also protects the everyday care Idaho families rely on: birth control, contraception, fertility treatments like IVF, and regulated abortion access.
Okay, a lot of stuff there. She mentioned that it will cover and protect access to contraceptives, things like that. Those are already legal. There are several things in this bill that are already legal, and it's just claiming to protect those things for you. And so voting yes would sound great, that you're protecting these rights that would be good for everyone to have, but those are already things that are legal. So do your own research on the things that are and are not illegal and legal with Proposition 1 already. I'd also like to point out that she had said that there would be regulated abortions, which by definition means that the government would be involved in your pregnancy decisions on whether or not you can have an abortion, because there are regulations in Proposition 1. It's not a free-for-all.
There are people and PACs right now who do anything, who will say anything to defeat Proposition 1. It's important to know that these are people who don't believe that you should ever be able to make critical decisions about your own family without them having a say.
Literally, my only reason is that you shouldn't kill a child.
And who brought us this extreme ban in the first place. And they will say anything to keep the ban as is, including lie and distort and mislead. But don't take our word for it. Read the bill for yourself. It's available at unitedforyes.com. It's been there for nearly 2 years, ever since we started this process back in August of 2024.
So she's saying, don't listen to anyone else except me, and then go read the bill which we wrote, and then you'll have all the facts. No. Learn the facts yourself. There are plenty of ways you can do your own research.
I think you'll find it's a reasonable, common sense restoration of regulated abortion access.
Again, the government controlling, which is their whole thing. They don't want the government to control their decisions.
And real protections for Idaho women, just like we used to have. Thousands of Idahoans from every corner of this state who don't agree on much got this proposition on your ballot because they agree on one thing: politicians are always the wrong people to make our family's most private medical decision.
So what she's leaving out is the hidden words are, she wants there to be the freedom and the privacy for a woman to choose with her doctor to end the life prematurely of her child. and that's something that the government should not be allowed to regulate. Now, she might agree that a mother should not have the right to talk to her doctor and plan the death of her born child, just have the right to do that for the child that's still in her womb.
So ask yourself, who do you trust with those decisions? You and your doctor, or a politician?
Last thing I'll say is that killing a child in the womb is not freedom, and you should not have the privacy or freedom to do such a thing. So vote no in November and follow for more content and information on